Hello, this is Brian with Blastbeat ATX, aka Blastbeat Industries. Wearing, I think I've worn this Pantera shirt before. It's definitely a classic. It's the cover art to vulgar display of power. I bought this of all places. Was Jesus Christ? It was in upstate New York. So Watertown must have been Watertown at a flea market there. Dude had like the bootleg shirts up in the booth, and I went nuts on those. I got a cool Misfits one too. I'll wear at some point. But yeah, I've had this for quite some time, and it's probably going in the grave with me because I love Pantera. Today doesn't really have a theme. I guess we're gonna call it anything. We'll call it the Blast Rant Part Two. It I the goal with this thing is to post every day and get a new video for it, but I got some stuff going on right now on the job front that really needs my attention and is cut into the schedule. At the same time, I don't want to go too long. Like a week is entirely too long without posting. I think right now is like 4 days or something. So I am really having to dig deep and stay on top of this because trust me, I don't want to. I just want to go to sleep. It's one of those like that, but I need to remind myself, remind you, remind the world, remind America of why I'm doing this. And there's two things I want to talk about that dovetail into each other. That one of them is this channel here and this whole social media thing. This is basically marketing, advertising, promotion for my business, my e-business, e-commerce, eBay, e-internet, e-everything. I really found a niche in that I'm getting a lot of success for it. That is where my focus lies with this whole thing, with the collectibles world. I don't want to be a YouTube influencer. I don't want to be a talking head like on ESPN or Fox Sports or something. I don't want to go into showbiz. I don't want a bunch of sponsors. I I come from metal and hardcore. I don't like following the crowd and doing what everyone else does. When you follow everyone off the cliff doing that, you know. So that's not what I want out of this. What I want out of this is to promote my business for one and show y'all the nuts and bolts behind it, that there's a real human that really cares a lot and isn't just out for the money. I see that a lot, and honestly I'd say out for the money. I respect those guys more than the ones who are just out for attention. That I want to talk about this today. Fuck it, I'll talk about this today. Excuse my language, but fuck the bullshit. Let's talk about this today. It's been enough time since the death of Kobe Bryant to discuss the collector community, the hobby community. Fuck you. Just seriously, I don't like being part of the crowd. I'm not part of the crowd on this. The virtue signaling douchebags who have to make a spectacle of themselves, and specifically in the Kobe Bryant case, they're all on Twitter and all the social media stuff. If anyone posts a Kobe item for sale, I'm blocking you because that's so disrespectful. What's more disrespectful, trying to sell a basketball card or trying to tell someone else how to live and how to run their business? That's disrespectful to me. And please keep your outrage in check, all right? It is just a fact of life, especially in the music world, but I think it hits everything: movies, politics, sports, whatever. That when a musician dies, the next week there's a massive sales increase in their music. That just happens. Stop assigning a value judgment to it. It's just part of life. It's what happens. People get interested in it. Like, I remember when Prince died, because that year Prince died, 2015, they're 14 or 15. He he had played South by Southwest that year, and him and his manager ate at the Magnolia Cafe on South Congress here in Austin, Texas, home of Blastbeat ATX. It was just him and the manager eating breakfast at 5 a.m. They didn't have a big entourage with them or what gossip to photographers waiting for him out front. People didn't even know Prince was in there until they got up to leave to pay the check. And everyone's, is that Prince? But it, like, that was a shocking death there, and it ended up, what was it, a fentanyl overdose, or he took something he wasn't supposed to take, whatever it was. But there was a lot of people who, like, I hadn't listened to Prince in years, and so when he passed away, all of a sudden there was a resurging interest in his stuff. I think that's what happened with Kobe Bryant here. I think that all those people that got online or went down to their local card store and it's, hey, I want a Kobe card, they just were fans that honestly wanted a Kobe card. It wasn't this lecherous thing. And so virtue signaling douchebags who need to put their phones away and get on with life, shove it. Just shove it. No one wants to hear from you. No one cares if you block them or not. I really don't care. You're hearing yourself talk. You love to hear yourself talk, and I don't love to hear you talk. So I don't want to hear us ever again. I'm going to, but I would prefer not to. Anyway, I think I lost my original point. Oh yeah, you got to stay with it whether you want to or not. It's real easy to come up with an excuse not to do something, right? So I'm here promoting a business, not just making a spectacle of myself. I have the same background. I'm here in my office at home. This is the field of play around here is not going to change a whole lot. Excuse me, I told you I'm not feeling all that right. What I'd like to have Blastbeat ATX be for you guys out there, besides the greatest e-commerce store on eBay, Blastbeat Industries, besides that, the actual watching of this stuff is, I got a list of favorite websites I like. Stuff like the Drudge Report, Lamb Goat's a music website, Sports Collectors Daily I like. My TMZ side likes Blind Gossip. That's a pretty neat website. But going to those websites each morning is, yeah, I'm old enough to remember the newspaper. We get a newspaper subscription at the house, and you have that thing on the table when you're eating breakfast. That's what this is for me, and that's what I want to be for you. Is just the funny page in the paper or something. The horoscopes. Like, this isn't critical to your life. You're not going to lose millions of dollars if you miss the Brian update. Please, you might lose ones of dollars. It's not a high risk situation. It's supposed to be, man. The whole 99% of the rest of life is a massive painful chore. Not this. This doesn't need to be. So that's what I'm trying to provide here. And I also think I don't know if it's unique. Unique's a strong word, but an uncommon perspective on this, because I'm the same age as the guys in Cursed. And Chris Colohan, the singer of Cursed, was on the Lamb Goat podcast a couple weeks ago. And he said it, and the light bulb went off in my head. All the people in our age group and early 40s right now, you got 1 foot in the analog world and 1 foot in the digital world. When you were a little kid on your bike in the second grade or whatever, there was no internet. There was barely cable. You might have had MTV and HBO in your house. Very few people back in the 80s had computers. It was like a 70s hangover, but then you grew up with it and you saw the technology, and now we're to where we are now, to where like 16-year-olds in high school right now can't imagine a world without cell phones and iPads and all that stuff. And so we're in the unique position, everyone in our age group, that you can see both. You kind of straddle the line on both. And I definitely feel a gut instinct on that. So I didn't bum everyone out today. We're going to get back on the regular sales and the market and all that stuff. We want to touch base and be sure everyone's doing cool. And tell your friends, tell your enemies, tell your homeboys, tell the cops, tell everyone you need to tell that Blastbeat ATX with Brian here on Blastbeat Industries is here to stay. It may be ugly and nasty and in a hurry sometimes, but we're not going anywhere. It's my commitment to you. So see you back here tomorrow. Have a good evening.